are still listening to Otji FM, the voice of the voiceless. And around this time, usually who we have on is Ms. Toni Hancox from the Action Coalition group. And for today, we actually have a very interesting subject that we are going to dissect into. But just to give you guys a brief look at what we've spoken about before. I remember on the 28th of September when we celebrated, that was the International Day for Universal Access to Information. Ms. Toni gave us much depth in terms of what is access to information and whether it is guaranteed in our Constitution. And also we spoke at length about why access to information is important and how the public and government can actually benefit. But this time around, since we're gearing up for elections, local authority elections, today we are specifically targeting that. Now, Ms. Toni, welcome again to Otji FM.
Yeah, well, I just want to talk a little bit about what the right to vote entails and why you should be voting. So, our Constitution says that the right to vote is guaranteed in various international and regional human rights instruments. Article 17, in fact, guarantees the right to vote to each citizen of 18 years or older. These instruments that we are looking at, the international human rights instruments, they recognize the central role that transparent and open elections play. It ensures that citizens can actively participate in governance. But now, if you want to vote and you want them to be transparent and open, how are you going to do that if you don't have any access to the information that you require? You need to be well informed. So that is why we're saying access to information is very important. You should have the freedom to choose your political leaders through elections. And the only way that you're going to exercise that right to vote depends on your access to information. Because without that, how are citizens going to know how to make responsible political decisions? They don't know anything about the people that are put out for voting and for elections. So if you want to participate meaningfully in what happens around you, you need to know who these persons are. You know, the next thing I want to talk to you very quickly is that now you know why you need to vote. How are you going to do that? Everyone has been talking on social media about what you cannot do and what voter card you're supposed to use. So look at your voter card. That's assuming you have one. Okay? Check the date of registration. If that's after 2014, you can vote. Then look again at your constituency, your local authority, etc. If your voter card says Windhoek or Otjiwarongo, you have to be there to vote. You can't go to Stockholm and vote for the local authorities of Windhoek. Just remember though, you can get duplicates of these voter cards, but you can't change them. So until the day before the elections, you can get a duplicate. And this time, we won't be voting by electronic voting machines. There's been such an issue in the past, so it will be paper ballot.
All right. Toni, can you please highlight why is it important that one as a voter or registered voter needs to have access to information, and that is very important when it comes to elections?
Okay. So you need to know what the ideas are behind those that are standing for local authority elections, the political parties, independents, etc. Because these people, these elected councillors, make massive decisions regarding developments in your town. They decide on how the budget is spent. The money that they receive from electricity, water, etc., they decide how that money is spent. They decide what the rates for electricity, water, sewage, and waste management are. They elect the mayor, the deputy mayor, and they decide on the salaries and benefits to these employees. So just, we've seen so much in the newspapers about concerns with the municipalities are not dealing with what they should be dealing with, how much they're getting paid, etc. So these are things, if you don't vote, you can't actually influence them. So the Electoral Commission is supposed to give you that information of the names and the details of every person or candidate list on every political party. Otherwise, you won't know who to even think about.
Yeah. Now, what is actually the difference in this year's elections compared to last year?
Okay, I can't. The difference is this is going to be for local authorities. This is going to be for your municipality. This is going to be for the regional council. And these are the things that take care of our local issues. We're not talking about the party that wins the government or wins the government election. So the government that's going to take responsibility for all the people in Namibia. This is just for your local authority. So this is a lot closer to us as people. Because, or to us as people that live within those authorities, because this is part of our day-to-day life. I mean, you need to think about when you're driving around in Windhoek, when you're driving around in Stockholm, how are your roads looking? Can you get access to water? Are we safe? Is there parking? So, these are things that are much closer to home, in essence.
Yeah. Now, what is the significance of regional council and local authority elections?
Okay, so in these elections, you do not vote for a political party, you vote for an individual. So you need to know who this individual is. The individual might be nominated by the party, or he or she might be an independent candidate. Okay, the idea here is that these councillors in the regional council elections, they are tasked with developing your constituency, not just your specific town. So the local authorities would be tasked with developing and maintaining your town or village, but the regional council authorities, they deal with the constituency. So, for example, Kavango West, Sondoro, etc.
Yeah. What do you think can this institution actually, like for example, the Electoral Commission and also other stakeholders involved do, to ensure that people are sufficiently informed about issues of this caliber?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is at the very outset, obviously, the Electoral Commission are the ones that will deal with everything, organize all of these things. We know there have been some issues. But in terms of access to information, one should remember that they have to put this information out. You need to look on your social media. You need to look around to see who these people are that are going to be put out for elections. And there will be an election information booklet, which will be published in the Namibian newspaper on the 6th of November. So the readers can access detailed information regarding these November elections. We encourage all of the listeners to make sure that they do not miss this information booklet, so that they can make an informed choice. You can also look at the ECN's online platforms where you can get a whole lot more information.
Yeah. All right, Toni, any last words from your side?
I guess it's just very, very important for us to take this seriously. We tend to just take the national elections and look at what we can do with them, but these are really close to what we do. It affects our children, it affects us, it affects our quality of life. And if we don't take part in this election, then we need to say, we can't come and say later, well, why is the water so expensive, etc., because we need to put our understanding and our opinion through in terms of this election.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. I guess we'll be chatting again another time.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you for allowing the Action Coalition this platform to give out some information.
It's always a pleasure, and thank you very much for keeping us informed as well.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.